So, I did a look out of Arkham City a few years ago. Matt helped us with Arkham Knight a few years ago. We didn't tackle Origins because there was really no way of doing so. So I figured, what better place to go back into the Batman Arkham series than with the very original Batman Arkham Asylum for the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1?
For the PlayStation 1!
3.
Yep!
3, sorry.
I was like, wow, this is incredible. Revolutionary beyond its time, but no.
Not even Metal Gear could stand up to it.
To surpass
Haha,
it.
I'm an idiot. Anyway.
It's fine.
So I do want to give a bit of a prefix. I'll say that, not only has this been something I've been wanting to do for a while, I definitely have to thank Logan for this, because in a way this wouldn't be possible without him. Because the thing is that I do have my capture card, my Elgato HDS. However, for the longest time, I didn't have a functioning HD splitter so I could properly record it. Logan was able to help me get through, I think 2 or 3 different splitters before we were able to get one that can actually help me record that footage. So thank you once again, man, for helping me with that.
No worries. I'm glad
Also,
I'm glad.
remember this title sequence.
Okay, I'll remember it. Because I'll say, yeah, it's very fortunate that they made it that HDCP protection thingy optional on the PlayStation 4, but with the PS3, you were stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, does sunlight ever shine on Gotham City? Honest to God question.
It does, just not when the story demands it.
I'll say, nothing ever interesting happens when it's daytime.
It does whenever the Joker does a bank heist. Or mobsters are talking around a table.
Yeah, because otherwise, hitchhikers maybe... Oh, we're heading off to the Grand Mac Daddy storage facility for all the villains.
It's almost as if it's the title of the damn game.
But yeah, but it's funny that you mentioned Joker, so as you can see, we have Joker here. Apparently, he caused a bit of a problem over at Blackgate, where a lot of his men are at. He caused a fire to pretty much free all of his inmates, which is why they're all being transferred over to Arkham with Joker, and Batman just finished stopping that. However, the thing is that Joker didn't really put up a lot of a fight when it came to, Batman fighting him. Almost as if...
Wait, translation? It's a trap!
Maybe.
What he said. But yeah, now we're pretty much here to drop Joker off to the people at Arkham, and we're gonna meet a few interesting characters here, like Quincy Sharp, the current warden of the Asylum.
Hey there, Mr. Kane.
Hello.
And I recognize that voice.
Also, hi, Mark Hamill.
Yes!
And hi, Tom Kane.
And yeah, that's one of the things that definitely, when the game was first revealed, that definitely got a lot of people's attention, is the fact that, not only does it look like a suitably gothic and gritty for Batman, but they actually did get a few choice members from Batman the Animated Series to reprise their roles, namely Mark Hamill as Joker, as you can hear, the Kevin Conroy himself as Batman, and spoiler alert, Arlene Sorkin reprises her role as Harley. However, as far as I know, this is technically the last time she ever actually voiced the character.
She did voice her in Arkham City, but that was the last.
No, that was Tara Strong.
Are you sure?
That was Tara. Yeah, it was Tara.
It was Tara.
That was the game that made her debut as Harley.
Oh, okay. I thought that... interesting. Sorry.
Any particular reason
No
why
worries.
the actress changed?
She's getting older.
Yeah, I was about... Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's what it was, because when I heard her clips as Harley in this, and you'll hear them too, they did sound a lot older compared to how she did in the show.
It's kind of like how Julie Kavner's voice is kind of failing for Marge right now. If you listen to her.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
Not as painful, at least, I'd hope.
I'm not sure if that's really a fair comparison, because the Marge voice in and of itself is, I'd imagine, much more taxing than trying to put on a Harley Quinn voice.
Well, of course.
So we're here trying to turn in the Joker, and I imagine we're going to be faced with the fact that maybe storing literally every single villain under the sun in one place is not a smart decision. It wasn't smart for Spider-Man. What?
Well... Okay, what does he have on him?
It's kind of Batman. It's me.
Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, apparently Batman's the one that triggered the metal detector.
Look at that lovely wax figure trying to talk to us.
For some reason, I'm still reminded, that whole, bat thing, I'm still reminded of this great joke of, Batman, the Batmobile won't start. Check the battery. What's a Terry?
It's a fucking dad joke.
I imagine so. Oh, by the way,
What's about crocodile?
we'll talk about that later. That doctor we just passed, that's next to those guards, she seems superfluous now. That is Dr. Penelope Young, and she's actually going to be a really important player later on in the story. Oh, that credit right there. That's another reason that got a lot of people excited for this. The writer for this game, Paul Dini, is pretty much like the Batman veteran here. You know, one of the main writers for the animated series, the guy that co-made Harley Quinn, so on and so forth.
By the way, one more thing about Quincy Sharp.
Oh, Bane. Is that Bane? No, that's not Bane.
No.
No, that's just a normal dude.
By the way, the whole the whole Admiral Akbar, it's a trap joke I did. Yeah, fitting that Tom Kane voices a character in this, since Tom Kane voiced Admiral Akbar for years.
Right.
Actually, I'm gonna let you know, Matt. Not a character. Tom technically voices 2 characters, but the second one we're not gonna see until a little later.
Okay, here's the thing. I love Tom Kane. Every single voice he does is the exact same, so I'm pretty sure I'll tell you who it is.
Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
I
see
agree.
what's happening here. Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh, that
Ouch.
was a cheap scare tactic.
Seriously, Joker?
I'd be happy to drop my pad.
Oh, dude! Ew!
It's almost as if he's the Joker or something.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen Bloom.
Yeah, get used to hearing
yeah.
him in some places.
Thanks, Spike.
And I'll say also thank you, Joker, because now I have an excuse to get the other people to talk since they just now talked. Seeley and James.
Also, wait, really quick. You
Yes?
know how we just
Matt.
heard Stephen Bloom? We're just
Yes.
about to hear Stephen Bloom again.
Okay, going back to what Logan's trying to do. Seeley,
Agree.
what's your first impression of this so far?
I don't have words right now.
So we brought Seeley on board because and Killer Croc.
Oh.
Yeah, just to let you know, yeah, Killer Croc in this game, there are a few comics that do this, but most people that grew up with the animated series, Killer Croc is quite a lot more beastly in this game than you might remember him.
Yeah, he's 100% more ripped.
And tall.
Whoa!
And more Stephen Bloomish.
Sure you didn't have a
Oh, hi there.
bigger elevator and
Hey, big guy.
I've got your scent, Batman. I will hunt you.
You're too creepy. Activate the shock collar.
Why do you
Downboy.
sound like Venom?
yeah, boss.
Well, it's not too fitting, because Blum has voiced Venom a few times, including the game that you and I are still in the middle of recording.
Oh yeah, we gotta get back to that as soon as possible.
I love how Joker has more escorts than Killer Croc.
Well, given how much of a constant pest Joker is.
Yeah, they did have like a few escorting Killer Croc. The thing is that like Killer Croc also has that shock collar, so that kind of helps pacify him a little bit more.
True.
Seems shocking to me.
Ba-dum-bam.
Static shock ain't in this game, for the record.
Okay, since we're kind of in a bit of a slow moment, yeah, like Logan was saying, the reason we have Seeley on board is that, to the surprise of a lot of us, she's been kind of getting into Batman as of lately. Like, she's been kind of marathoning the original animated series, and we figured that might be a nice transition for her to join us for Arkham.
Yeah.
It may as well be a live-action lost episode of the animated series.
Yeah. And also, real quick, how about you, James? Like, what are your thoughts on Asylum so far?
I mean, I will say I did give this game a go way back around the time when the game came out, and I did enjoy my time with it. And especially, like, I mean, I pretty much agree with the masses in that this was really the Batman game to end all Batman games around the time, because it really made you feel like the Batman.
By the way,
I
time
also
to
had a
feel,
grand.
time to feel old. This game next month is 11 years old.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Wow!
That's
Wait,
fine.
what?
August 25th, 2009.
Wait, guys, what's happening?
Something's happening with Joker.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind, we got it covered.
You ain't going
cute.
anywhere.
What? Don't you trust me?
Of
No.
course fucking not.
I trust you about as far as I can throw you, Joker.
I wouldn't trust you with an 11-foot pole.
Oh, and for James and James and Hype, sorry. I was like, I trust you about as far as I can throw you. Although I can throw you pretty far.
Oh, I knew you cared, old Batsy!
Patsy. I mean, I've seen you throw goons quite a long way, so that must mean you trust me.
Nice.
And for 100 times, we
You
get the
still
free
got
sub
it, Mr.
sandwich.
J.
Oh, there's Gordon.
And yeah,
And
like
here's-
honestly, it should be said, a lot of the characters in this game look fucking ripped. Not the least of which is Gordon here.
Holy crap!
Also,
they're doing
just
like
going back to
yeah.
Also, just going back to what Matt said earlier, this is our Tom Kane number 2.
Yep.
Holy
Just
crap!
for this game, though, thankfully.
Oh,
Which, by the way, Gordon has in all 3 games a different actor.
Oh yeah, you're
fine.
right. It
It's
does.
basically Carmelita to continue the parallels. So
I was about to say 4 games, Logan. Matt.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah, 4 games. He has a different
Right.
actor in all
Forgot
of
about
them.
Origins, because he was in that too. A lot younger, a lot, green around the gills.
Yeah, something's odd about this escort.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, man, what do you think of my pecs?
So yeah.
I was gonna say when they clasped hands, I almost felt like the frickin'
Uh-oh.
like
Don't.
oh
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
wow, that doctor really can do nothing.
Don't. Boot.
Just give him
Right
a
in
good
the
old swift
groin.
kick.
Yeah. So yeah.
Classic
To the surprise of literally no one, this entire getting locked in Arkham was a ruse. Joker wanted to get in.
Wow, maybe
Wow.
we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't have gone from. Uh oh. And they're about to capture. They're about to take over the whole prison.
And there's that
mean,
memed line. And here comes the best beat 'em up combat ever since 2D beat 'em ups.
Yeah, because the thing that made this game quite a big deal is that this introduced something known as free flow combat. You only have one attack button, you also have a stun button and whatnot, but the thing with that is that you pretty much using the control stick and rhythmic presses of the attack button builds up this combo, and the little multiplier that you see, depending on how high the multiplier is, you can be able to do special attacks or very special takedowns and so on and so forth. Those we technically have to unlock, but yeah, it's a very satisfying combat system in my opinion, and it only gets better in the other games.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked about this, but I remember seeing this combat system very heavily used, and/or was a heavy inspiration for the combat in Hands of Fate 2
Wouldn't be surprised.
with the single attack and the counter button. James, what do you make of all this so far?
I mean, it's pretty fun, and it definitely is one of those cases where button mashing is not really going to get you anywhere. And truth be told, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't had some side game or whatever. It doesn't even have to be related to Batman, because that'd be more of a Silver Age thing than anything. Make a fucking rhythm game with this kind of combat in mind.
Yeah.
That'd be amusing.
By the way, just to let you know, the whole James Gordon is voiced by somebody different in every single thing. Yeah, Tom Kane in this, Arkham City's David Kay, who voiced him in the animated series, and yeah,
David Kay?
David Kay has literally 2 lines in that whole game. So
Technically more if you count Harley's Revenge.
that's fair.
Yeah.
And then in Arkham Origins, it's Michael Goh and Jonathan Bakes in Arkham Knight.
Okay.
I think out of the 4, I think my favorite would
What the-
probably be
Chatter
either.
teeth.
Oh yeah, Joker teeth. Yeah.
Will they actually hurt us?
No, they don't hurt you. It's just a matter of
It's
there's
a
gonna be Joker
collecting
teeth.
item.
Yeah, it's a collecting item, and honestly, you gotta be really observant because they're put into some serious nooks and crannies sometimes.
I mean, if you decide to go for the bare minimum with this game, they're pretty much free experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this actor.
Tom
Yeah,
Kane!
that's still
Yeah,
Tom
that's Tom
Kane.
Kane.
I
We were just
know.
talking about that.
Also known as Professor Utonium.
I'm allowed to say and comment on things like a human being too.
Also, I do want to say,
Not today,
it might not-
Spikehead.
I want to say, it might not seem like it right now, but I'm gonna give a bit of a disclosure. Recording for Arkham Asylum, it kind of took me a bit to kind of get used to how the controls are, because Asylum I haven't played in years, and even with that being said, out of all the games in the series,
Oh, God!
Asylum is... Yeah, that's just... Well, they do what they can. Anyway, it's been a while since I played Asylum, and even then, this might be considered a blasphemous opinion. Asylum, out of all the games, is kind of the one I go back to the least, so it kind of took me a bit to get reaccustomed to the somewhat more restrictive, like, feel and control of the, compared to the other games.
Okay. Steve, have you played...
Zaz?
Have you played Night?
I don't, because I don't have a PS4 or Xbone, and I've heard horror stories about the PC version, so...
That is the one that you would definitely least come back to.
So, I don't know who Zaz is, so I guess I should say right now, my experience with Batman has primarily been the Nolan trilogy and some episodes of the TV show.
Well,
Zaz,
Actually, by the way, real quick.
Zaz
Can I-
actually...
Matt,
say something real quick?
Go ahead, James.
Go
To
ahead,
get
James.
Celia up to speed, we just talked to Oracle, or as she might remember, Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, basically, the thing with Barbara Gordon is that, like, ever since an incident involving Joker that left her crippled, aka the Killing Joke, it pretty much left Barbara paralyzed. However, she pretty much kind of, like, turned into a different character called Oracle, who's basically kind of like, to take a cue from Marvel, the girl in the chair.
Okay. Shock therapy.
Not that chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to make sure. I'm trying to help everyone get an equal amount of time to talk.
Yeah, which is fair.
But
Anyway.
yeah, my exposure is mainly the movies and some of the TV shows.
Okay, Zaz was in the movies. In case you're wondering, he does actually appear in Batman Begins.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit role, but you know what? More accurate to him than that bit role was more accurate to Zaz than he was in Birds of Prey.
He's so spooked.
That guard looks like he's seen some shit.
So spooked.
Well, when you work in Arkham Asylum, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a constant look of regularity.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's this mode?
Also,
Yeah, can you explain
this
that?
is pretty much... Yeah, detective mode is basically... This is basically like Batman's, like, helpful mode. Whenever you press one of the triggers, you activate this vision that kind of helps you get an analysis on things, whether it be, like, seeing where certain enemies are, if they have weapons or not. We'll technically go into that a little later. Pretty much helps you identify a lot of things that you can't see regularly.
Okay, so focus. Oh,
Oh, hey there!
Ever since that one dub that hyped it of this scene, I can never look at this the same way again.
Yeah, that was
You
usually...
mean the big pig?
yes.
Yeah,
big
that
head.
I was a young weird one back in the day. Some would argue I still am.
Hey, I'm a young weird one too, and you don't hear me complaining.
But yeah, that's also another thing I will say. Admittedly, slight of a detriment. I feel like the Arkham games are also kind of like the genesis of how Harley and pretty much everything she appears in up till now is kind of dressed in anything but a Harlequin outfit.
it is
Yeah, I guess, but this outfit could be
Bon-
worse, honestly.
So that is. So was that the Harley Quinn from the Bruce Timm series?
Yeah, the same actress.
Okay. Yay! The cell phone jammers have gone online.
Good thing it doesn't affect my back communicator.
Absolutely not.
So just to recap what Barbara's saying here, the problem is that, like, Joker has pretty much made it so they pretty much cut off the communications that Arkham had to Gotham, so there's no means of, like, contacting anyone from Gotham, and he made a threat that, like, if anyone tries to get near the island, he'll start setting off detonators around the city.
So basically,
He's a load of shit.
Yeah. Be very careful with that, James. Careful.
Hey, what you were saying, Matt?
he's pulling a Bane.
Yeah, kinda.
That or Joker's worked with explosives before. He did the whole boat thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
At least in the Nolan trilogy. Sorry, just in general. Oh, yeah. Of course he broke out. Maybe it happened. What the hell was that?
Fuck.
What's that?
What happened?
The Riddler trophies.
Yep.
We'll talk about those when you know who actually appears, but for right now, we just have to worry about finding Joker.
Voiced by the almighty Red, by the way.
I'm Batman. Sorry, I had to be.
Oh yeah,
before.
Wally Wingerts.
Okay, I guess he purposely ignored me when I said we'll talk about him later, but
Oh,
wait,
I'm
what's happening
sorry.
there?
That was my fault. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. What's those toxins?
Yeah, that room is filled with Joker's Joker gas, so we're gonna have to find a way to clear that room, or else all the guards in there are gonna, laugh themselves to death.
Remember back when the animated series only condensed it to such a point where they just get a really grotesque grimace.
Right, but they were still dead though, weren't they? Or were they just
Yeah,
like,
they're
paralyzed?
still dead because that's the thing. That's the thing with the laughing gas. It pretty much makes you laugh so much to a point where
Run out
doing
of
all that
oxygen.
laughing makes you lose oxygen, and you kind of need oxygen in order to live.
And
I
actually,
mean, makes sense.
And actually, one of the more disturbing versions, I think, is from Gotham, where literally not only do they laugh so hard they lose oxygen, they laugh so hard their face tears open.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, we don't see it on screen, but it's heavily implied in that show.
Don't worry, citizen. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have to.
I thought he said the distraction system designed to distract people.
Guys, wait a minute.
What's
Looks
up?
like one of Joker's men didn't make it.
I call that the Batstraction.
So
You
you need
okay?
help or
All I need is Batman.
Don't worry, citizen. Even if you work for the Joker, I will rescue you. But then again, you work for the Joker, so
Smack.
that was like a Hulk smashing throat. But I also loved how when he said, "Great, just so I need Batman," and like even Batman just kind of looked like, "Yeah, I don't really like this either." But ha,
dude.
By the way, for a person who appreciates great sound design, dear God, the fighting sound effects and the punching sound effects are so gorgeous in this game.
crunches and
Oh yeah,
shattered.
they definitely they really have a lot of oomph to them. Like it feels, it really kind of plays into how satisfying the combat system is. Like when you hit a mook, you feel that hit.
Aha.
Literally feels like you're breaking a skull or two.
Most likely that but remember in these games especially, Batman never kills.
Yeah, he still
Except
has
for
he has a code to uphold.
Except for Keith.
Also, I want to bring up. I might have brought this up. Actually, no way, I did bring it up. I was just about to say, if you see me kind of like meandering here and there, that's still kind of me just getting accustomed to how Asylum feels compared to City. Like, City's the game that I usually like to go back and replay, in spite of how bigger of a game it is. But again, we'll touch more on that once we get to City.
Joker, you took over this place not even 10 minutes ago. How the fuck is it this messed up already?
Low funding. Ow.
It's Arkham.
I just assume he just has. Well, it's pretty obvious he had a few ties to the rest of the inmates.
Actually, I feel like it's more like, I'm such a revolving door. This is actually from last week.
Most likely. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
probably it was too expensive to clean it up from last time.
But yeah, just again, Joker's got his ties, which would explain why did take that long at all for this place to get messed up.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of messed up, Joker's plan gets a little bit more intense because he also has another trick up his sleeve.
Whatever the heck this thing is.
Who are you?
Say hello to the Titan formula.
Yeah, we don't technically know about that just yet, but I will say, get used to seeing this gorgeous-looking brute because, spoiler alert, you're going to be seeing him a lot throughout the game, for better or worse.
Oh
Have the
yeah.
bosses in this game, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, whoop.
So is he meant to be like
I
our
like how
nemesis
you dodged
now?
into the body.
It's fine.
Well, that was my fault. Like, I thought I was dodging to the left.
Nice. Actually, that's
yeah,
what
man,
it is.
that was
Blinding.
scary.
But yeah, that's pretty much the tactic anytime you see these guys. Like, whenever they're about to charge, just throw a batarang at them and then dodge out of the way at the last second.
Yeah, blinded and then.
Oh my god!
Okay,
Right.
so what you just said, it's not multiple people. It's not this. It is multiple people. It's not like this is our nemesis. He will never leave us alone.
Oh yeah, basically, it's basically like another type of enemy you fight. And honestly, in many regards, it might as well just be the closest thing to a boss fight that this game gets, because that is kind of the one common critique I have with this game. And like, there's really not a whole lot of variety in terms of what you fight in this game.
Hey, at least this game has boss fights. Arkham Knight, I'm looking at you.
Also, did we forget to mention that this is actually an unwinnable fight?
What?
This is technically a scripted fight, yeah. Like, you
Oh.
can put the beatdown on him if you want. There's technically not supposed to be an outcome. You basically keep going until the guy starts doing a certain action that's about to come up soon.
Okay, so it's like just wait the clock out thing, and
Is this it?
he's not charging.
Yeah.
That's because he's about to pick up a mook and throw it at me.
Poor dude.
Why would you do that?
Ooh,
Why would you do that?
I think something's wrong with him.
He's looking a little weird there.
Uh-oh. Are you okay?
I can't control it. It's too much for me. Nani!
Did you just say Nani?
Yeah, for Fist North Star, it pumps way too much adrenaline for any human heart to handle right now.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
You know, I did try this earlier and you ducked, so why are you even bothering giving me this chance?
And then Batman's like, wait a minute, I still have a code uphold. What was I thinking?
Although, what's funny is that, like, so yeah, this is probably gonna be the last time we see Joker physically for a while because he's gonna be busy with his plot. I do want to touch upon something real quick, like a little personal story before the part ends. So...
By the way, really quick.
Yes?
This image, for those who play Arkham Knight, that is a great little callback in Arkham Knight. Just when we get to that.
Whenever we get to that.
But yeah, before we stop... But anyway, before we stop for the... What did you say? Before the part ends, I just want to say that a funny little personal story. So, I went into this game, I tried to avoid spoilers the best as I could. I didn't know what it was, but I've been told that, like, I was told that the final boss was kind of a disappointment. Again, I didn't know what it was, so when I got to this point, I had this image in my head where it's like, you know, knock me off, I dare you. I thought the final boss was just throwing the batarang and him falling down the cliff.
No,
That would
don't
have been very
worry.
anticlimactic.
Don't worry, it's much worse.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, join us next time.
Next time for our stay in Arkham Asylum.
Bye bye.